I'd like to call upon the subconscious, please.
We are here.
Thank you so much. Are you able to do a body scan and tell me what is happening to her body?
She's much relaxed. Her headache is gone.
Can you tell me what was the significance and message and purpose of that headache, please?
She's working a lot and thinking a lot, and things are very fast. And it's a lot of thinking.
You know, subconscious, she's not that impressed with all the thinking and working that she has to do. What can you tell her this time?
How did she see growth in self?
Mm-hmm.
She's more confident.
Fantastic. Okay. Can you please balance and heal her entire body and all systems that are attached to that body? Are you able to give her a complete spa treatment and be able to assist her in anything she needs for her body today?
Yes, we can do that throughout the session.
Fantastic. Really appreciate that. Does she have any heavy metals in her body?
I feel like she does.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me a sense of how they got in her body?
This is interesting. They're showing a weed pen that she uses not often, but randomly.
And tell me more about how she's getting heavy metals from that.
It seems that when she has used it, it heats up and that the oils in it aren't that natural. There's some other things in it. And it's affecting her. It's almost like it's affecting her throat a little bit.
What is the purpose of her using this tool?
She uses it sometimes to take away the headaches.
Mm-hmm. And so this is actually giving her heavy metals.
I feel like it's putting in certain things into her body that are not good.
Okay. So can you remove all heavy metals from her body, please?
Yes, we can start working on that.
Fantastic. Does she have any nanotechnology in her body?
any nanotechnology. We don't see any.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you.
Ask that you ask that question later at the end.
Okay. I will jot it down now. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. So I appreciate all the healing that you'll be doing to her body and the relaxation you'll be giving her throughout the session subconscious as we continue on with her questions.
Yes.
Her question about going to Denver, Colorado on the 22nd of May for a work trip. She's wanting to see how that's going to go. What can you tell her?
She'll be okay. She doesn't like plans. She'll be okay. It'll be a boring trip.
Okay. Is there any other reason why you would want her to go to Denver, Colorado, or is this truly something just to be of service for her work?
She affects those around her, and her vibration helps lift others. And she doesn't notice that. And so wherever she goes, doesn't matter where, that will continue to happen. And she's going to meet some new people from different states from work. And it'll give her opportunity to socialize with them. However, she won't want to be there. She'd want to be home. However, with her, she can, again, raise vibrations.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll give her encouragement and empowerment throughout that trip to enjoy the moments, knowing that all is well, all will be safe. There is nothing for her to worry about, and to try and make the best out of it while she is away. Okay. Thank you so much, subconscious. Another one of her questions is there going to be any portals we need to open or close that are still on Earth?
We feel like there's portals that are being opened now that are being activated by certain key people. We don't see her to have any, we don't see any assistance needed with her for that. The key players, key people have already been assigned these roles, and all is well with that.
Can you help me understand what is the significance of having these portals opened?
It's almost like energy releases onto the planet. We just get a sense that these portals are higher vibrational energies coming through. The one, we're giving her a view of the one that she noticed at work where those dark shadows were coming through, the really intelligent one. That one has been closed. So there wasn't many of those though. Those were very, very few and rare. These ones though are all positive portals. Like a blue light, like blue swirly lights opening and reaching out and creating higher vibrations that will affect everything on the planet.
And you say that that is occurring now?
Yes, there have been. We feel like it's already been occurring. They're showing us open, blue, swirly, circular circles around. It's already been, certain people have been activating them without them consciously knowing.
Okay. That's interesting. And so, is there anything more you'd like us to know about portals or certain people being able to open up these portals?
When these people get a strong calling to visit somewhere and they don't know why, it's almost like they're being guided to visit a place. And that's when it gets activated and open. It's like they're the key to open the lock.
And when all of these portals are open, what will happen?
Vibrations will be raising. We're trying to assist with the, we would like humanity to not have a traumatic experience as much as possible. And so the more high vibrational they can be, the more the fear goes away from each individual, the more they can cope. And your question is, what would happen when they're all opened? That's what will happen. They will be in a better position to accept things coming. And it's another way of providing help. We're all helping in our own ways, and we're all guiding and assisting. And many are here with their own positions and their own roles.
Fascinating. Thank you so much. It's so intriguing. Okay, another question that she has subconscious is about Elon Musk, and to be able to understand what now has changed for him.
Elon, we see him, he's contemplating. He is contemplating. He tries not to emotionally go inward deeply at all. He doesn't quite understand emotions, nor does he like them. He tries to push them to almost like he likes to disassociate from emotions if he can. And now it's almost like he's getting this, it's a pondering. We see him sitting, we see him rubbing his chin with his fingers, thinking, but thinking about life, thinking about what, oh, he's thinking, he's looking out. Okay, so we see him looking out into his warehouse and he's thinking, is this my life purpose? Is this what, it's like he's asking himself, is this what I'm supposed, is this all this is? Is this all I'm doing here? He's really actually considering that question. Like, what is this? He's almost attaching himself finally away from what he's created with material items, physical items, things. And he's asking, what else is there for me?
When he explores that question about his life purpose now, that he has got that healing and those epiphanies, what will he learn to discover about himself?
He shut himself away from the world. He will realize he has put himself into a four-cornered room, and this whole time, his whole life, he has been focusing on the ground. It's like he never really looks past into the horizon, never really looks at like the sky or beautiful trees. He doesn't have that connection. And now we're almost seeing that he's getting these epiphanies where he's looking out past the warehouse walls, past the items being built. And he's actually noticing the world more around him, the more natural world around him, in a more spiritual sense. Before it was very detached, hardly noticed it, but didn't associate with it emotionally, or many people emotionally. And it's almost like nature is catching his heart strings. He's getting the feeling of the spirit energy within the nature around him. He's starting to connect, we feel, with higher dimensional guides, because he's feeling this strange energy he's never felt, and it's calling out to him through nature.
When he was taken to have conversations with his collective, when we were no longer able to connect in with him the other day, what was that conversation and what was his experience with that?
They're patting him on his shoulders. He has his head down. He's crying because he's confused. He's almost like wondering, how long have I been doing this for? They're very reassuring. They're quiet. They're allowing him to verbalize his emotions, because it's a lot. It's something he's never, this type of epiphany has never occurred to his consciousness before, and it's a lot to deal with for him. So they're allowing him time to mull it over in his mind and to vent and to cry and to process it. When we see him, he is visibly upset. They're around him. They're patting his shoulders. They're giving him reassurance, quiet reassurance. And he's quite upset.
Can we send him more love and empowerment into looking at the true significance and purpose of being here in a 3D planet on Earth?
Yes, we will send that now.
Thank you. And how, for the Draconians, how has there been any changes for them since that connection?
Mm-hmm. I feel like they're wiser. They're wiser. There's more wisdom, more understanding. And it's almost like created this energy of they're, what's the word? It's like they're strong, but wise. They have much strength.
Fascinating. So we'll send love and appreciation to all that helped through that session, and for all who helps with all of the beings here on this planet, and not just at this present time, but in all aspects of all time.
Yes, sending it now.
Thank you. And what about the reptilians? How are they going?
They're showing they're showing us a vision of them, and they're a little bit more round and happy and kind of like waddling, but like slightly like we don't want to say dancing, but they're kind of like hopping because they're more elated. They just seem soft, happy.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like us to know about the Draconians or the reptilian subconscious?
They feel not angry at all. Anger is gone. More acceptance. They've actually grown quite fast. Fast.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. How delightful for them all. Thank you. Subconscious, she would like to know what should she purchase to better prepare for her old earth experience.
Water. More water. More water. Water is going to be hard to come by. Clean water.
Out of curiosity, how long will she be spending on the old earth?
We saw this before. Between 4 to 6 months. It depends on things which are not yet occurred.
Okay. And so tell me about the moment she realizes she's then now on the old earth. What will be happening around her?
Something. So we're showing her, it's like people run outside because something happens and they're not telling us what though it is. But it's like she's at work and they're running outside because there's an occurrence. And then this is confusing. It's like a boom, but we feel like it's also an earthquake making that noise too. And it's like rumbling. There's rumbling. That's what it is. There's rumbling underneath the ground. Massive rumbling. So loud. It's where you feel like the entire bottom of the earth is going to collapse. And it's frightening to the point where people are running out of the building. And there's nowhere to go because it's noises all around you. And then that's when things start shaking. And we feel like the sky is already starting to get really cloudy and swirly. It's like it's all happening so fast. Like triggers so much. So much is triggered all at once. It's really fast.
And so can you give me any more insight into what occurs? What's the trigger of all of that the earthquakes and the sky?
I feel like it's the scarring of the United States, the ground, the heat laser beam. I want to say energy beam. Laser is very it causes an image, automatic image, and we want to be more broad with that.
Yes.
When it triggers and when it hits, it's like everything in less than a few minutes gets triggered.
Does she hear the effect or the sound that the we call it the laser event? We know that we've sort of mislabeled it or misbranded it, but the event that does cause quite a bit of damage and a lot of exit points, does she get to actually hear the sound of that event occurring?
We are not. We would like you to ask that question at the end as well.
For an official statement from you, subconscious and all the collectives, what would you like us to call the laser event? Would you like us to change it to something else that's more specific, or how would you like us to move forward with referring to that event?
We can call it a light beam.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. A light beam event. Okay. And a rough estimate of exit points. What are sort of the numbers? Are we talking millions of people or less than millions of people that would be using exit points with this light beam event?
As in get hit by it or
have exit points by it?
Caused by it? That's a lot because it triggers different things. We could say millions. If that includes everything, earthquakes, tidal waves. Are you specifically asking about in the pathway?
Just in general. I mean, we're assuming this is a very big event that changes our labeling from being here on planet Earth to then being still on this planet, but being in the time frame that we call the old Earth.
Asking how many are left?
No, just confirming that it's still going to be a very large event.
Yes, there'll be much less people after. And it's a confusing question for us because we like to break it into exacts to confirm answers.
Yes.
So we're seeing laser a lot right after a lot.
Okay. Thank you. And so for her to notice this event, do you get a sense she will hear will she feel the impact of the light beam or the triggers from that event?
At this moment, we know she's going to feel it. And there's no There's booming.
Mhm.
That's from the ground. We would like you to ask that question at the very end.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Can we just, is this information putting pressure and tension in her body?
It is not.
Okay.
However, we feel like we could dissect it better towards the end.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. And so then her next question is any changes or new events for the shift?
Any changes or new events for the shift? That's a confusing question to us.
Given the information you've already provided for her, is there now going to be additional experiences for people on this planet as what we call the shift between being here and then being left on the old earth experience?
Hmm. We don't see anything major. Similar, yes. Many natural situations.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're not showing us anything new.
Okay, thank you. She's curious about how will her trip in July be?
It's gonna be really amazing. Great experience.
Fantastic. How wonderful indeed. And then she's asking about the wedding in October. Is it still going to happen in Mexico?
It's gonna happen in Mexico. They're showing us a possibility. It will.
Mhm.
They're showing us at this time a possibility. It will.
How many possibilities do you see the light beam event happening? Is there many days and possibilities of this event occurring, or what would you like her to know?
There are possibilities of certain time frames, you could say, for this to occur. It's almost like they don't really want everyone to know exactly when it happens. Like they don't know. They won't know until almost an hour in human terms. It has to be done quick and it has to be, it's almost like the collectives who are waiting and getting the go ahead with, it's more than them, it's source. It's very quick. So when source is ready, all is ready. Everyone has all, everyone and every being, it's everything, animals, people, plants, all the collectives, it's almost like everyone's in agreement. It will happen in almost like an hour after, maybe 2. And it's almost like they don't want anyone to know because they don't want more delays. So it's going to be quick. It's going to be determined quick because there'll be something that'll tip it off, like a vibrational frequency energy that we have gone to, ascended to, reached, and it will cause almost like a, yes, push the button now. And it's super quick. And those who are very connected to source, those who are very connected to their teams will get a very strong feeling it's going to occur, but they don't have more than a few hours to accept it.
Thank you. Are you suggesting that there are still people that are trying to actively block and stop this event from occurring?
Yes.
Why are they still not seeing the significance and importance of this event occurring?
Fear is very strong. It's a very strong emotion. And if large groups of people, large energy, people can have really strong energies and they can use it for positives or not so positives. And there are some energy conduits here who are in very deep fear, and they can prevent things to occur because they'd be so traumatized. It would frighten them to death. And that is not what the shift is wanting. They do not want that kind of energy during the shift.
Can we send profound healing and releasing and epiphanies to those people who are still deep in fear, who can actively still hold back this shift at this point?
So we ask that you say that again.
We would like to call upon all the collectives to be able to help assist with releasing all the fear for those people who have got strong energy pulls and withholding and pulling back humanity from shifting.
Yes. Ask it now. Now. Thank you.
Thank you. Out of curiosity, can you show, does Sally know anyone, any influencer or such, that is holding back actively because of fear? Is it people that she may know or that we may know in general, or are these just people we're not aware of?
You feel a male. Sally doesn't know this person though. She can't see him because she doesn't know him. But he's a very strong energy. I think he's a very strong, he's a big being. He just has a lot of fear though. Yes, male.
Why does he have fear?
He's afraid of the process of death, knowing he's going to die, scares him.
Can he have the epiphany and the belief system of reincarnation?
He does have the belief of reincarnation. However, it's almost as if so he's picturing, so we're seeing this man and he is envisioning his death with natural disasters, and it's so frightening for him that he already knows he would die of fright just knowing destruction around him is occurring and seeing it through his eyes. And he forgets about reincarnation, and he forgets about everything, all of his spiritual practices.
The next time that he sees that or fears that or thinks about that, can you give him the fast forward next step into what actually happens after the shift for him, so he can see the amazing things he should be looking forward to?
We ask to, because we see that many are actually asking for this and have not. No one has asked this in this way, and now we're seeing that everyone could benefit with this as well.
Absolutely. Thank you. It seems like so many people are focused on the problems of this planet that they don't have much way of seeing the next step, which is beautiful. And the new earth, if they're going to the new earth, is marvelous. And once you step into accepting this information, you want to go immediately, because you suddenly realize that this is very significant and important and a must situation to benefit for all who do and all who can go to the new earth.
Yes, it's hard in this density. It's hard for people to. It's like they're tethered to the density. Yes, that's we would like for every being on this planet to have epiphanies now of a future filled with love and more happiness.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I think everyone who has been needing this deserves this and shall appreciate and respect this. Thank you. So subconscious. So should we spending some months on the old earth? Can you remind me, from your perspective, subconscious, will she have power and will she have the internet?
We do see the internet for some time. We see her on her laptop. For
is she still working while she's on the old earth experience?
I feel like she's connecting with others through the laptop. TV is not good. We see her just connecting through the laptop, spending more energy through that, and phone. TV is not really important. It's like she doesn't really have the TV on at all anyway.
Great. Okay. Thank you. In terms of the dark shadow she saw in the house earlier, what and who was that?
It was very peaceful. We see the draconian though from the session yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Just observing, just watching.
Could it be said that he's still trying to figure out whether this is a trick?
They are. So the way that we get energy wise is they're very strong, almost like soldiers, but not soldiers, but they have that strength, that commanding presence. And we see him observing her personality. He was trying to understand who she is really like. He was trying to decipher, is she who she acts as she is? And he doesn't see he sees her as pure. He sees her as no harm. Sees her as normal.
So he was just trying to feed some of his curiosity.
Yeah, it's almost like he was trying to rake her, not brain, but her personality, her essence, figure out who is she? Just curious. Curious.
Did he also have curiosity in towards who I was, or am I blocked from that sort of stuff?
I feel like you're blocked.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like for her, she allows it. She has always allowed other beings and entities to be with her. It's almost like, I don't know how to say this. It's like it doesn't, it does good for them because she is giving them the opportunity to, this is really confusing. It's hard to explain it, but like she's very loving, and she's not trying to harm. And so with certain beings that are not really they're not really comfortable because they're always unsure, especially if they are in more of a density. When they see beings like this, it almost gives them this hope or this opportunity that they too can be this way. They too can do this. Or there's hope. It's hard to explain. There's multiple things going on here, but it does benefit the ones who are observing.
Because I did want to ask if it was significant that her and I do that session together.
Yes, her energy is almost like an open hug. And so they get very attracted to it. They want to go towards it. And so that's why she attracts many beings who feel like they've never felt that energy of open acceptance and love. That's what it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Yes, it makes perfect sense. It was sort of quite surprising to both of her and myself to learn during the session that the draconian that was trying to hide from us was actually connected into Elon, because it hadn't even entered our minds that could even be the case. So it was quite peculiar that we learnt during the session more about the connections of this.
She loves Elon. She loves him. She loves, they have a connection, and she is meant to help him as much as she can. She doesn't know this, but she does love him.
I think we've already established in the session that they were, was it siblings in another lifetime?
Yes.
But that human essence soul of him is no longer in that body, or what else would you like us to understand about this?
It's convoluted because there's multiple pieces, and it's so she has had past lives with him before, and so there's going to be still fragments. It's like you get fragmented out because you have multiple lives, you've experienced them, but then it comes back to the whole again. And it's like she's trying to love and heal those fragments that are really hurting. She's connected to him. She's connected to him, his soul, his his soul is, it's bigger, it's a bigger soul. Human, it's just a vessel, but still there's an essence always there. And so it's like, that's her way. It's confusing.
So his signature frequency still feels very familiar to her. So she's got this connection to wanting to be able to support and help and love him in the areas that he has that sort of lack of.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So again, can we send him profound love and epiphanies to empower himself, as he has an important role to play? Actually, what does he have to do now for humanity? What does he do? How does he support humanity moving forward?
So he connects in with the nature, the higher frequencies, the spiritual higher beings, and he becomes where he actually wants to be more. This is a funny word. I don't know why they say this. He wants to be more human. More human.
Fantastic. Okay. Amazing.
Like he wants to connect. He wants to actually go out and connect with people, which he's been lacking.
Fascinating. Thank you so much. So we did a healing where we released the connections between the reptilians and those people who are addicted to drugs. How has this impacted those people from that experience?
They're starting to lose their desire for the drug. That was starting to occur right away. Like it gives them a gross taste in their mouth. They started to feel a body discomfort that made them also want to stop with the meth. They were losing their pleasure with it physically, and it was becoming almost like rotten to them because they were starting to notice that it was harming them, and their body wants to get better and release any toxins they feel like they want to feel better too. They want to feel better. And there was like string. They're showing us like their brain, and it's like the top. There's like a string almost like embedded in the brain. That was like a connection to the reptilian that has been pulled out. And they feel like they're more control. They're more in control of their thoughts, and they feel like they want to feel better. They want to feel healthier, naturally healthier.
Fantastic news. Thank you so much. So pleasing for them. So can we just send them even more empowerment to feel the strong desire to be clean and healthy and away from the stagnation of that dependency.
Yes. Yes. Now. It is now.
Thank you so much.
Mhm.
In terms of a location in Australia, which we call Ayers Rock, it's a big protruding randomly rock. Somewhere in the middle of Australia, some location in the middle somewhere. Might not be exactly in the middle. What can you tell me about what happens to this rock? We call it a rock. Can you show her what happens to this? Does anything happen to this?
Does anything happen to that? Eventually, it will start to decay. We feel like that's when humans aren't here anymore. We don't feel like a whole lot will happen to it. We feel over many earthquakes.
Mm-hmm.
It will be crumbling.
Oh,
However, yes. However, we don't. It's like humans wouldn't see it.
mm-hmm. So many people still have this statement that they think that Gaia's soul is going to exit at that point. What can you tell us?
Gaia's soul is not there. Gaia's soul is not here. Gaia's soul is gone. Oh, we just got this strangest feeling of peace washing over us.
Mm-hmm.
She's so happy.
So, is just so I can understand, does this planet then have a soul currently, or is it soulless?
It's strange. It's like a spark. Spark of her still here. It's like, how do we say this? You could say it's a tiny soul essence of her because it is her energy. But it's not as interactive. It's almost dormant. But it's here. It's the spark we don't understand. If she was no longer here, it would decay rapidly. If
Mm-hmm.
the spark was gone, it would decay rapidly. The spark is still here, being protected.
Mm-hmm.
They showed us it. It looked like a little flame. You're protecting it.
Fantastic. Thank you. Does Gaia have a message for us?
Mhm. Hmm. Hmm. You just see a vision. With Gaia, it's a vision of a human-ish being. And it's for Sally to see it. She's smiling. And at the moment, no message, just peace and just smiling. Content for now.
Fantastic. Thank you. Has Gaia ever referred to herself as Blessed Gaia?
No.
Mm-hmm. Will she ever refer to herself as Blessed Gaia in the future?
She's saying, no, doesn't like it. No.
Okay.
No, Blessed Gaia.
For those people who have labeled the new earth Blessed Gaia, what would you like us to understand about them?
That is their interpretation. That is their own interpretation. We do not judge them for that interpretation.
Love our labels.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we understand that we will know the official name of this new planet, which we still label New Earth, when we get there. Is that correct?
Those who were there will be allowed to know the name. It's weird. It's almost like it's a frequency. It's not a name, it's like a frequency.
Fantastic. Thank you. How will now Sally get to the new earth? What can you tell me?
Ships, larger ships will be used. We don't. It was an idea, but we want everyone to be closer together. More protection, more organized.
Will she be with people she knows on that ship?
They're showing. They're showing the person that the fifth connection at the gym that she saw almost 2 years ago. Yeah. That person and a lot of his family are still family from his family. Interesting.
And so will they be light bodies or carbon-based bodies? What will they be on that ship?
They're going to project as human for a little bit, just because it's comfortable, but they're really not human.
Yeah.
We feel like he listens to the videos. She helped him awaken. He helped his family awaken.
Fascinating. That's very interesting. My next question was going to be about her partner telling her that he wanted to follow her soul.
He did say that. It was very surprising to her. She had never had someone say such a thing to her before, especially someone that never believed in anything like that. But she felt the genuineness coming from it, and it was very touching. He said a few other things that were quite surprising as well, and it verged on the fact that he, in this altered state of his, could feel that he loved her soul and he loved the feeling of it, and it made him feel good, and he didn't want it to go away. She has mentioned some things about getting prepared for like natural disasters and other such things, and because he laughs at it, it still is there in his thoughts, and so he comes up actually time to time, and he feels like he might lose her somehow.
Is his life contract to still go to another planet and not to the new Earth planet?
He wants to follow her soul. He doesn't want to be separated from her soul because he knows that she will lead him the right way. And he's aware of that, not consciously, but subconsciously, he knows that. And so it's starting to, they're wanting to give him a chance. They want him to have a chance because he's showing signs of stepping into the higher frequencies of possibility. There's a chance there. He could go to New Earth now.
Because he's been working on his frequencies, and because she's raised her own frequency that he's kind of had to be exposed to her being this lighthouse.
Yes, and the fact that she doesn't back down and she has much faith in those beliefs, and her frequency shows it though. So it's like she can say anything that she wants, and it can sound weird to him, but then by her actually showing through her own actions, that is what is causing him to notice it. Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, thank you. How interesting. Is there going to be any big disclosures that are going to sort of shock the world before this light beam experience, the laser event experience? What would you like us to understand about what's going to happen before this light beam event?
We've seen this before. They're showing Joe Biden, and he's basically being put under arrest for criminal activity, not with the children. He has, but they're not going to discuss that or disclose that on mainstream media. They will mention more criminal activity, money, different countries, family, Biden family. We've seen this before.
Okay. It's interesting. What about the past president in her country? What's going to go on and happen for him?
Could you repeat that question?
Yes, the previous president for her country. What's happening for that guy?
For Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually been in many discussions and disclosures with taking down the child trafficking web.
Mm-hmm.
He's very heavy on that. He has a lot of closed door meetings with military men, higher up officials that are aware of the trafficking and the human trafficking, because that is something that they wanted to get completely taken care of. And it's so prevalent that it's many years of a job, and it's dangerous because those who do those traffickings are also hitmen. They kill people who try to stop it, and they're also drug laundering, and they're money laundering. And so it's a huge spiderweb network of many lower level that are henchmen for the upper level echelon. Hillary, Barack, Donald Trump knows the ones that are on top, and he knows that he has to bring the lower ones into jail to have them confess. They need to build a case, and they've been doing that for a long time, many years. And it's like they know what they've done, all the crimes they've done. It's like they're protected somehow, though, by so many people and so many hitmen that'll just kill. They'll kill anyone, don't care. It's a game. It's a game, and he wants to bring those down because he wants. Donald Trump is envisioning a safer place. He wants a safer place for children and women and men.
Will this be exposed before the light beam event?
Could you say this more specifically?
Mm-hmm. Will more people in general understand and know about what Trump has been doing and wanting to protect, and will more people just understand and learn about this human trafficking?
We actually get a sense that many who were listening, he's talked about what he's done with the human trafficking. He has mentioned it, and those who were ready to hear it heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was years ago. That was when he was president.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't see a huge disclosure of that before the beam.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around, though. It's more of the criminal activity, money laundering. Of course, we've already the vaccine, but that's already been coming out. More so the criminal Biden money laundering and arrest.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Brock and Hillary are part of that, but we don't foresee mentioning all of the human trafficking as such.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Very intriguing. Thank you. So at this point, what is holding back humanity from being ready to shift?
Fear of death, fear of death, fear of the unknown, more just fear. The density is what is true. That's why the portals are being opened, because the density is It's raising, but people go back down into their own density. So it's trying to reach them, and it's hard. It's hard. This game is hard because you get so caught up in what you're seeing in front of you. You forget.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Is there still any areas that we can focus on in future sessions to be able to offer healing or releasing or anything?
Yes, we ask now if we can have all the fear of death.
Mhm.
I don't know how to say this, taken away from every single human being and animal, of course.
Can we do that this session, or would you like me to focus on it another time?
This session now, please.
Okay, thank you. So I'll ask all the collectives to come in and to be able to help give epiphanies to people who are still afraid of the fear of death. May they have a profound experience of reliving their own other lifetimes, to be able to remember that this is merely just one of many lifetimes that they've had, and that this natural cycle of birth and death is a celebration on both ends, and all is well there.
We felt that. Thank you. Yes.
We also ask that for the animal collectives as well, and all beings, to be able to have a stronger faith in reincarnation, and that the soul is eternal, and that the bodies may come and go, but the experiences and lessons are forever.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Is there anything else we can do in sessions, future sessions, or today's session to be able to help assist humanity and all beings on this planet?
Mhm. We would like to ask if we can release all minds that are stuck in the density.
Yes. So can we ask all collectives to be able to help assist in releasing all minds that are stuck in density, and empower expansion of mindsets and perceptions?
Release them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Very
Thank
good.
you. Can we ask that this is a continual thing that is given to all, is constant releasing of all that no longer serves them, mindsets, physical limitations, and belief systems?
Yes. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Wave after wave after wave. Thank you. Release, release, release. Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. How is her body going?
Very good.
Fantastic. Subconscious, does she have any nanotechnology within her body?
We feel like she has an IUD. It's a form of birth control inside of her.
Mm-hmm.
And it has metal rods in it. We feel that it's not, it's like not bad. It is dormant.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, that is great. Thank you. Out of curiosity, subconscious, why do I feel like I can't hear in my left side of my ear? And I just got this strong sense of energy that I can hear as a sound.
Why you cannot hear in your left ear? Let's see. You're hearing a noise in the ear?
Mm-hmm.
Sound. Frequency.
Yeah, it's a frequency sound.
Yeah. You're being tuned up to frequency. They're communicating with you. You're communicating. Your communication is getting more and more clear.
Mm-hmm.
You're switching different frequencies. And as you're raising your frequency vibration, you're also connecting in with higher and higher frequency as well.
Mm-hmm. Can you let me know, is it human beings, or is it something else that's I'm reading their frequency with?
Don't think we don't feel it's human.
Mm-hmm.
It's higher beings, and they're quite high vibrational. They like it because they know that it's like they're like, oh, will she hear this? And it's almost like turning a radio on,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh, she can. And it's almost like their barometer for how they're and not implanting, how they are giving you information that just kind of pops into your head.
Mm-hmm.
You just hear it.
I always thought that my connection to my subconscious was on my right side, so this left side's quite interesting. I didn't sort of know. So it's other beings other than my subconscious. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
it is higher beings, and they're intrigued by you because you can hear it.
Is there any messages that they have for me today?
They're they love that you're a communicator of information, and you are able to relay it without any kinds of blocks or manipulation of the message. They like it. You're a clear vessel. They're fond and proud. It's like looking at a growing child that is getting smarter and braver by the day.
Nice. Out of curiosity, I had a client yesterday who's had a few sessions, but never experienced such intense energy as she did prior. And then she had a session with me, and it was sort of quite startling for her to feel that energy. Is this just now because she's more open to these sessions and she's allowing more frequency from her own teams to come in?
Yes, she's open, and she, in a way, when you lose the fear and you're actually wanting to connect, they know how much they can do with you. They know it's comfortable, and she vibrationally gave them the A-OK. She wanted it.
That's great. It seems like so many people have been activated and so many people are really advancing themselves at a rapid rate, more than I've ever seen before. And this gives me such great hope and joy to see humanity stepping up like this.
Mm. Yes, we all want it. We all truly want it. Yes.
It's exciting times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, I'm just checking if there is any more of my own questions that I had. I think it's all there. Is there any final messages that you have for Sally?
All is well. You are very happy with these sessions with Joe. It makes you feel like you have a really good life purpose with everything, and enjoy these connections with Joe. And we love you, and we thank you, Joe and Sally, for coming together as you do good work together.
Well, thank you for helping us with being able to get the right timing to be able to do another session together. I do really appreciate it, and I know she does as well. Will we be able to do a session on the old earth together?
We foresee, yes. We actually find that to be highly important.
Yeah.
That is why you are both going through so much, because you will be able to get to a point where there is chaos around you, but you can both go into a accommodative state, and that's how you help others.
Yeah. It was sort of, we've been enamored for this position, haven't we? And I assume that's the same with everyone listening who can actually hear the information about the light beam event and the old earth event and experience, and even the new earth.
Those who have chosen to be in that role, yes, they all are listening.
Yeah. We see a lot of people who have refused to step up and have changed their contracts to not be of assistance and service to humanity.
Yes, there's fear there.
Yeah.
Yes, we can always work with them more. There's a block, but that block can be removed with coaxing and love.
Yeah. And when they choose to have the choices to remove their blocks, I'm sure they will be able to overcome that with ease and grace.
We would like to send them epiphanies through dreams. We will do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Is there anyone that wants to come into a session at another date that wants to share their message to humanity?
Bob Marley.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. We'll find out what his significance and message is for humanity when we call him into a session. So thank you. We'll honor that. Is there anybody else that you would like me to focus on and bring in through a session?
Well, two actually just both wanted to. We see Buddha and Robin Williams.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Bring them back in again. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Is there any other information that I need to hear?
Just that you have decided to play such a important role, and if you didn't do it, who would have done it? And to remember that if you ever feel a certain way, just remember that all of us, all of the collectives, are so appreciative of you.
Well, I think many people have tried to assist and do try the best that they can to be stepping stones. And I'm sure that there is many people doing just this work as well. We just don't know of many of them. So
Yes. And we want to acknowledge you too, because you're here and we are so happy for this transmission. And it's just a reminder that we thank you.
Well, thank you. And thank you for all that you do. Because we know without your perspective and divine wisdom and information, we would be struggling. So we appreciate being able to apply all the information that you lovingly give us. So we appreciate you. So thank you so much for all that you do. How will Sally feel over the weekend and the week? Because I would love her to feel completely empowered. I would love her to feel completely motivated and energized and extremely balanced and everything she deserves.
We can do that. We can help with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to feel supercharged and invigorated and all those fun things that you know she loves to do because she's a runner.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that she could do for her body or for her time that you would see great benefit from her doing?
She can walk out in nature more. When she goes out in nature, she touches the leaves and she sends gratitude and love and flowers. And we ask that she could do more of that because she does such a good job. They like it.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure she will honor that. So thank you so much, Subconscious, for all of that. And can we send love and respect to the big dead spider that's in my garden? Can we honor its life?
The soul, the soul is very happy to be out of that body.
It was a scary body. Very, very scary body. So I can understand.
The soul's laughing. The soul's laughing. The soul's laughing because they're saying, you can bless the dead body as much as you want. Oh, just giggling. But thank you. Thank you.
It was great to be able to explore my feelings upon a dead body and a spider at the same time. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Okay, so can we bless our countries, bless our collectives, bless the water, bless the land, bless our sun, bless our families, bless our friends, and bless each other with love and empowerment, knowing all is well.
Yeah. He showed us this white light just shoot through everything.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Love is the key. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so